My name is Killian Kelly. I'm with John Sisk and Son, BIM leader for Ireland. And today I'm joined by with Keith Lloyd here, and we're here to talk about a multinational data centre campus where we have developed our BIM level 2 process and ensured that the client has a BIM process that's managed, and it's a pilot project for this client globally across the world. So we have project teams from all over the world come and demonstrate or watch us demonstrate how we've implemented this BIM process. To date, we have a substantial reduction in RFIs, and it's a process which the client is going to use globally, really from the benefits that we're getting on site to date. So the submission has been prepared in partnership with RKD as the lead design team. So on this project, we had a collaborative approach in which we sat down with the design team. We had a BIM deliverable. It probably wasn't the best way of delivering a project from our point of view, so we brought in a BIM level 2 process. The client had their own facilities management requirements, so we adapted their facilities management requirements with a BIM level 2 process to ensure that we could deliver this project with a BIM level 2 process and with the client's facilities management and operation. So at the end of the day, we had a BIM level 2 process put in place with an already existing facilities management process. So next, Keith is going to bring you through the actual construction and the site team, how they interacted with the project.
Afternoon, everyone. I'm not really a BIM person, I'm more a concrete and steel man, but I'll do my best. So I'll give you a project history first. So this is a large data center construction. There's two very large buildings, around 17,000 square meters each. As Killian said, RKD are the lead designers on the job. So it's a partnership with them. We've worked very closely with them since 2007. And we've built up close relationships with them and the client, and we've built up a lot of trust with them. So the BIM, I've got BIM Lite here, which is probably what Russell mentioned earlier, which is little BIM. We were just using a 3D model just for visualizations and 4D logistics planning, which was useful, but it wasn't really giving the client anything. So this is the first truly implemented BIM pilot project. This team leading the world for this client on the rollout of BIM. It's stories coming back from the US that it's not going too well there. They're using the same common data environment that we're using, but I think they don't have the relationships that we have with the client and the design team locally, and also the vast distances that they have to cover in the US make the process very laborious, and they have poor relationships by all accounts. So the innovation that we've brought into this process so far is the BIM Hub. This is where we all work in one room. You can see it there, bottom right. So the contractors and the designers are all working together during the coordination process, sorting out issues. It's great teamwork, and this makes the process very successful. The common data environment. Killian and I went through several different suppliers and vendors for this. We eventually had one foisted upon us by the client. It's turned out very well. It's a good product, and they're developing it to try and keep up with our asks. So the CDE is the crucial element for the process, and it hosts all the models, and it enables us to raise issues and close them out. So the site team, they have workstations, and they're working directly from the model. Single source of truth, so they have all the latest models, the BIM the BIM team make sure that the latest models are loaded up and the correct information is delivered on site. So the process and who does what. So the first thing is the all-encompassing common data environment, which we have in place. So the architect delivered a level of development 300 model to us, and from that point on, we started to develop the construction model. So we've taken the foundations from the design model as our starting point, because that'll change very little, and from there it's a steel structure with metal cladding, very simple structure, but from then on our specialist contractors start to feed in all their models into the construction model, and all changes are then take place in the construction model. But generally, it would just be a markup sent to our specialist contractors by the designers, and they would incorporate that into their models. So design updates, probably the most tricky thing. We have to. It's a great responsibility on the BIM team to make sure that it's seamless, the incorporation of change, and that the guys on site have the correct information in time. So the final phase of that is the delivery of the as-built model, which is just a byproduct of the model if it's built properly, and with just some minor changes and tweaks.
Leave it on that, Keith. Yeah. So I'll just go back to that slide. So one of the key things about the common data environment and why we've done the research is because a lot of platforms at the minute, you might not necessarily own the data. With our client, they wanted to make sure that all the project information was being stored within their data centers. So we've done the research to see how can the client actually own their own project information. So all the information that's generated on site is actually being stored in the client's data centers. That's one of the key things that enable the client to go with this platform. The second thing is that we're working in a live environment. The model is live. All construction updates is being done live in the construction model. So when you upload your model to the platform, you can see the latest rev, and you're working in a live environment. So the collaboration process it speeds up right throughout construction. The main innovation was the BIM hub and the common data environment working on that platform. So we have future innovation within our campus. So we have an isolated area within the data center where we're using laser scanning, asset tagging, barcoding, QR coding, tagging equipment. We're tracking the delivery of the equipment to site. Building monitors, we're monitoring how the equipment is performing, and we're linking this to the building management system. We're accessing this via mobile platforms, and we're talking to the client now about accessing this accessing the data through augmented reality. And the key selling point for the client is that we're going to have whole life cycle management. So we're utilising this in a single location within the data centre, and this is again a pilot project for the client, and this has been viewed globally really as a pilot project for the client to implement BIM across all data centres they're working on. Part of the enabling of BIM and the initiation was the training week. So we had a training week across all the project team, from site engineers right up to board level staff. This was on the platform we were using, and it was also on the tools we were using to alter the model. After that training week, we have an ongoing process of train the trainer. So anyone new on site starting will be given an introduction to be given the login details, and everyone has security procedures put in place with their login details, and then to get the trainer required for depending on what role they have. And Keith's going to just talk about the key learnings.
So a lot of the guys have spoken about the client requirements in the EIR. We didn't have that at all. They told us all they wanted was good 3D, which is we had already. So we took it as an opportunity that they were prepared to spend a bit of money on BIM to try and push them in the direction that we wanted them to go. So we developed the BIM execution plan with RKD and agreed it with the whole team. And it's a good document that's been given out to all the contractors, and it becomes a contract requirement. So relationships, to me, looking at in my simple way, is the key to the whole thing. We've developed really good relationships with the client and the design team. We work very closely together. We use the same contractors where we can, and we have for the last several years. So everyone's aware of what we want, and we all work well together. So it's probably ideal environment for BIM to blossom. So the contract, it's a management contract that we have with the client. So we're in from conception all the way through to the end. It is a bid process, but we're the preferred contractor. So that type of contract is great. That we're building the model with the design team, bringing our experience, keeping them in line when they go off track, and developing the buildings as we see that, you know, the best way they should be built. Early contractor involvement is crucial. So we try and get all the contractors on board as early as possible, so we can develop all the models, get them into the construction model before the work on that element starts on site. So the program is crucial, that the planners put enough time into the program at the start, so that we have an easy build and everything fits. The responsibilities of the BIM team, it's a huge responsibility on the team to make sure that the correct information and the latest information is being used on site, and that the change is incorporated correctly. There's an awful lot of change on these contracts, and it's difficult for the process to capture it all accurately. The supply chain and differing levels of BIM maturity, level of detail, is probably the biggest struggle, is to get the supply chain to bring the correct level of detail. I mean, we just need the level of detail that makes the shape as accurate as possible, and that the information attached to that shape is correct. So we don't. It's not overtaxing, but we need the correct level of detail. They're still all very used to 2D environments, and it's to bring them to the different level. So the level of detail, you've probably all seen a similar diagram to this. So we set this down in the BIM execution plan, and they have to stick to it. We actually put a lot of worked examples into the execution plan, so that there's no doubt as to what the requirements are. So we've put a short video together. So.
Yep. Okay, the volume's actually not going to play on it. So look, I'll just run you through the video. You can see part of this project, the successful delivery, is 4D construction programming. So with a project of this scale, you need to ensure that your project team knows exactly where and when the project is and what they have to deliver. We were using aerial drone footage to record all the information on site. This is going back to the client on a monthly basis, so we have monthly drone footage on site. And our safety inductions, as each person is inducted on site, they're getting familiar with the project before they actually go out on site. They know the walkways, pedestrian routes, where the site management. So then you go into your 4D construction sequence, and we're using actually Synchro to update the model. It's been done weekly. So on a week-to-week basis, we have planned an actual construction program to report back where we are on program, we're ahead on track. And then again, a collaborative BIM process. The BIM hub is a key driver to that. So design, contractor, subcontractor in the one environment using the BIM platform. So we have a live BIM model there. You can see the model as it's been updated. the coordination process. We're resolving those issues there and then on site. We're not raising RFIs. It's been recorded on site during construction. The site team's using this information. They're setting out. We've BIM workstations out on site. And we're using mobile platform or mobile technology to actually view the information out on site, and then all project information is being stored in the client's data centres. So this is probably the key driver to the pilot project, which the client has backed really for the BIM initiative, what they want to drive across all their data centres globally.
We always finish on time, being Sisk. Oh, right.
So that's it. We'd just like to, so look, we'd just like to thank everyone involved in the team and involved in putting together the submission. And again, thanks, Sita, for giving us the opportunity to present today. Thank you.